frankly enough, I'm 44. I've never like sat around and meditated. I've never really like done anything like that. Recently, I told him, mostly because of him and Katie, I like started taking every morning. I have like a quiet meditation now for like what's supposed to be 10 minutes, but it usually drags out to like 30.
It's huge. It's awesome for mindset.
One good, powerful breathe in and breathe out in 5 seconds could be more powerful than a 10-minute meditation.
Oh, yeah.
It's just one of those things. Like, as long as you're doing it. One guy came on the podcast once, and he's like, one thing about meditating is people think they have to do this 10-minute, 20-minute, 30-minute thing, but really you can go throughout your day. This was AJ Jane, so shout out to him. He said that you can meditate by using any of your 5 senses. So, just take a minute and just like feel the table and feel the texture. And don't think about anything but the texture. Put a sound on and don't think about anything but the sound. Try and smell or look at that painting and focus on the detail and nothing else. And that puts you in the same kind of meditative frequency as if you were on the beach.
I'd literally been doing it for 2 weeks and I felt like a lot different.
It's mindfulness, and as a way of practicing your technique for visualization. Was it Power of the Subconscious Mind, where he talks about, or Think and Grow Rich, one of the two. He talks about take a photograph, try and memorize the photograph, and look at it for 5 minutes a day or 10 minutes a day, and recreate those details in your mind. And then you look at it for a few minutes, and then you put it away, and you try and visualize it and recreate it in your mind for X amount of time. Then as you get better, that is your practice for visualizing the future. What are the things that you want? How are you going to get there? It's just a technique, and I think that lines up really well with tapping into your senses.
Just some imagery for what Clint was saying. Like, if I said picture $1 million in your head right now, what are you picturing?
What does $1 million look like? It's funny that you say that because $1 million to me. Let me just put you back in my perspective, back to where I came from, like in a business sense. $1 million to me, when I was 20 years old, I thought, I wonder if I'll make $1 million my whole life, right?
Yeah.
And when you get to the point where you're moving certain things, like $1 million doesn't become $1 million anymore. Now it's like, what's 100 million look like?
Yeah.
How do I get to $100 million instead of $1 million? Right? Does that answer your question?
So the reason I was asking was for visualization. So let me change it to 100 million. Mm-hmm. If I say picture $100 million in your head right now, create that imagery for me. What are you seeing?
$100 million. Jeez.
Like I'm seeing someone
brokerage account.
No,
I'm seeing in my head. I'm seeing someone hand me a check that has $100 million written on it, or I'm picturing my bank statement with $100 million.
No, to me, it's more of I guess because I'm real estate focused. To me, it's more of like a giant, some sort of
chessboard of real estate.
Some type of property or deal.
It's like a building, a skyscraper in New York or whatever.
Well, the point,
that's sick.
That's great because the thing is, like when people say I'm thinking about this or I'm visualizing this, like the point he was making is you look at this picture and you start to remember vivid detail, and the more vivid detail you can create, the more detailed the imagery you can create in your head of what you're visualizing, the more likely it is to manifest in that manner.
Right.